If I had the opportunity to change one thing about America, that one thing would be to give more power to the people in making decisions that run this country and develop policies. As of right now, according to David Nelson in the article Lobbying Coalitions and Government Policies, the largest influence that affect government policies are individual interest groups that lobby for these policies. Now, this is my first point, is that lobbying should not be allowed in order for Americans to have more power in making decisions. Since most of these policies are developed by lobbyists coming to Washington, D.C. and basically giving their opinion, it lacks the American people in making decisions, since now these lobbyists are making more of them. Now, this brings me to my second point in approval ratings. It kind of ties into lobbying, since the lobbying is making most of the influence. The approval ratings of the American people as a whole have went down. As you can see in my visual aid, less than half of Americans approve of the vast majority of policies. Now, in a democracy, majority rules is basically what that means. Now, if it was a true democracy, the people would have more power, and most people would approve of various policies, since they should be making the decisions. And since the approval ratings are so low, that proves the point that maybe this isn't a true democracy. And on my third point would be, since the approval ratings are low, lobbyists are making the largest influence, and people are losing more and more power, our rights are slowly being taken away. Now, one of this example is the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act limits the power of the people. No longer do law enforcement agencies need warrants to access phone records, text messages. They don't need it to look at what books you rent from the library and what emails you send. Now, this violates the Sixth Amendment, and we've now lost more power, since privacy is a fading fad in America. And based on these 3 points, what I would change is to give people more power in making decisions. People should be able to vote on these various decisions versus Congress members voting for them. This would help approval ratings and overall help the general public. Now, in conclusion, based on lobbying practices, laws such as the Patriot Act, and approval ratings, what I would change is I would take power away from certain individuals and interest groups, and I would give it to the people so that they could make decisions on how to run their lives versus somebody else making those decisions for them. And that concludes my speech.